So I'm outside City Hall in Smyrna. Today was a council meeting on whether or not Aunt Fanny's restaurant would stay where it currently is. And I would say that the jury's still out, but unfortunately that's not true at all. In fact, what it really is that the council and the mayor has decided, in fact, they decided back in December to either move or demolish this wonderful, wonderful facility. I think what the major problem is the fact that there has been some negative history relative to the restaurant portion of Aunt Fanny's cabin. But there is also some very rich history that needs to be considered as well. And there are several proposals in place that are actually speaking to that issue. But it seems to be a lot of contention as it relates to why they want to move this particular facility. So we're going to catch up with several people who will be leaving the meeting shortly to talk about what they think should happen to Aunt Fanny's cabin.
My thoughts about Aunt Fanny's cabin, it should be here. It should stay here in this city. Now, I heard the mayor say that Miss Williams should have taken care of all this before she passed. If that is the case, the cabin was moved here in Symrna. Why don't we have that same prerogative to keep this cabin and have this cabin remodeled? We want it to stay and have the same look. We don't want it to have that modern day look. So that is my thought of the whole situation.
In the state of Georgia, you're required to teach tenant farming, sharecropping, and the development and the promotion of African Americans socially, politically, economically after the Civil War. And it's required to be taught in 4th and 8th grade in Georgia. I believe the cabin should be kept and be used as a building where children and adults can come and learn about those things, for it to be an academic center. Once you take away a building, you cannot get it back. It has the history of it being one of 8 tenant farm buildings here in Cobb County, and it's only one that is left in the city of Smyrna. So it's one of our oldest buildings we have left in the city.
There is a disconnect. The disconnect is the council needs to seriously listen to the will of the people. That's what I see. I think that there should not be anything but the people's interest in this whole process. I mean, you have gentlemen that are on the council that are sitting there talking about money, and I agree with you. The missing piece is you're not listening. If you were listening, you would have a different conversation.
I think some of them want to focus beyond not just the cabin and Fanny Williams, they're focusing on the restaurant, and that's not the historical or educational value of the building. It's the building itself and Fanny Williams and what she was able to do because of working there and meeting people through her relationship with Miss Campbell McKenna.
$1.8 million to renovate the Reed House, which there is a historical house in Smyrna owned by a white person that has a very shady past with racism. But we spent $1.8 million to renovate that house. But we can't spend $350,000 to $600,000 to renovate, bring up to code a white cabin that has to do with Black history.
Deep in my heart, I've always just thought that the city would not do this. I think if a lot of people in the city, I think truly, that are from here, just truly don't think that it would be torn down. And I think that's why you don't hear as many people talking about it, because in their hearts they don't think it's going to happen. I really hope that they accept one of the proposals for it to be moved. If they don't accept the one for it to stay there, but hopefully that it'll be able to accept the one for it to be moved over to Rose Garden, which is historically the Black community in Smyrna, and that's the only 2 things that we really have that are left Smyrna historically in regards to Blacks is the cabin and Mount Zion Cemetery, which is near Davenport, Rose Garden.
As a Black female, I respect the fact that these people want that building to stay because You can't tell the history of Fanny Williams without that building. So somebody needs to see that, feel it, and make it happen.